A second chance at love from Bright's African Tales, the night that changed everything. Chioma stumbled through the dark bushes near Lekki Phase 1, her heart pounding. Blood. She saw blood on her hands but couldn't tell where it came from. "Are you okay?" A man's voice called out from the darkness. She looked up and saw a tall figure approaching. Even in the dim light, she could tell he was in pain. "I've been poisoned," the man gasped. "Please help me. I need to be with a woman or I'll die tonight." Chioma's eyes widened. This was crazy. But the man collapsed at her feet. "This is all I have," he said, pressing something into her palm. "Please." When she opened her hand, she saw an expensive-looking watch. The next morning, Chioma woke up alone in the bushes. The man was gone. Only the watch remained. 3 months later, Chioma stood in her uncle's house in Ikeja, trembling as her aunt Ngozi screamed at her, "You shameless girl, pregnant. Who is the father?" Her cousin Adana smirked. "We should throw her out. She's been eating our food for 10 years, and this is how she repays us." Uncle Emeka shook his head sadly. "Chioma, you must leave. There's an old shed in the village. You'll stay there." Chioma had nowhere else to go. Her parents died when she was 8, leaving her with Uncle Emeka's family. They never let her forget she was a burden. A difficult birth. At 8 months pregnant, Chioma went into early labor on a Lagos street. "Someone help, this woman is giving birth," a stranger shouted. At the hospital, the nurse handed her a bill. "Your baby needs to stay in the incubator. It will cost money." Chioma stared at the watch, the only valuable thing she owned. "I need to sell this." In an unexpected meeting, Mama Chukwudi, an elegant older woman, was on her phone when she bumped into Chioma outside a jewelry store. "I'm so sorry," Mama Chukwudi said. Then she noticed the watch in Chioma's hand. "That watch looks like one my grandson has." "I'm trying to sell it," Chioma admitted. "I need money for my baby's hospital bills." "How much do you need?" 10,000 naira. The jewelry dealer laughed. "Madam, this girl is scamming you. That watch can't be real." But Mama Chukwudi looked at the watch carefully. "I'll buy it. Give her the money." Struggles. Over the next few weeks, Chioma took any job she could find. Washing plates, cleaning, working in cold storage rooms. Her leg, injured in the accident that killed her parents, made everything harder. One day she collapsed from a fever while working. The warehouse owner who found her thought she looked familiar but couldn't place her. Meanwhile, Mama Chukwudi had the watch appraised. She called her grandson immediately. "Chukwudi, that watch I bought for 10,000 naira? It's worth 8 million naira. It's real." During the search, Chukwudi Okafor rushed to his grandmother's house in Ikoyi. He was Lagos's youngest billionaire, owner of Okafor Enterprises. "Let me see the watch, Grandma." When he saw his name engraved inside, his heart stopped. "This is my watch. 6 months ago, a woman saved me when I was poisoned. I gave her this watch. I've been searching for her ever since. The girl who sold it to me just had a baby. She couldn't even pay the hospital bills. Where is she? I must find her." They went to the hospital, but Chioma had already left. The doctor gave them her information. "Her name is Chioma Obi. She's staying with her uncle's family in Ikeja." Chukwudi sent his men to find her immediately. A dangerous situation. At Uncle Emeka's house, Aunt Ngozi had arranged for Chioma to marry Frank, a mentally unstable man from their village. "You're useless with that bad leg. No man will want you. Frank's family is offering money. You'll marry him." "I won't marry him. Where's my baby?" "Your baby is safe with us. Now stop arguing and come with us." When Chukwudi's convoy arrived at the house, they found Chioma being held by Frank's brother, who was about to hit her with a stick. "Stop," Chukwudi commanded. Uncle Emeka rushed forward. "Who are you?" "I'm Chukwudi Okafor. Chioma is coming with me." "The Chukwudi Okafor? The richest man in Lagos?" Adana's eyes widened. "Yes, and I'm here to take my wife." Recovery and marriage. Chukwudi took Chioma to his mansion in Banana Island. She couldn't believe any of this was real. "Your baby is safe," he assured her. "He's at the best hospital in Lagos. And tomorrow we're getting married." "Married? But we barely know each other." "You saved my life. You gave birth to my son alone. I want to take care of you both." Chioma looked at her twisted leg. But I'm not like other women. I don't care about your leg. I've found the best orthopedic surgeon. We'll fix it. The next morning, before they could go to the registry, Chioma woke up with her face covered in red rashes. Don't look at me, she cried. I'm so ugly. You're beautiful to me, Chukwudi said gently. We'll postpone the wedding until you feel better. 2 weeks later, Chioma's allergy cleared up. They went to the Ikoyi registry office for their marriage. Mama Chukwudi came with her own surprises. Chioma, I made you some pepper soup. It's good for energy. She winked. That night, Chioma understood what the soup was for. She and Chukwudi finally became husband and wife in every way. Sabotage, Chukwudi hired Kate, daughter of his retired housekeeper Ben, to help care for Chioma. But Kate had other plans. Madam, wear these beautiful shoes to your graduation, Kate said sweetly, handing Chioma expensive heels worth millions. At the university, Chioma's former classmates surrounded her. Where did you get those shoes? Did you steal them? She must have a sugar daddy. I didn't steal anything, Chioma protested. Just then, Chukwudi walked into the hall. She's my wife. Anyone who insults her will answer to me. The principal quickly apologized and gave Chioma her diploma. Kate and Adana, who were old classmates, plotted together. I'll put poison in her body lotion, Adana said. I work at a pharmacy. I have access. Do it, Kate agreed. Once Chioma is crippled again, Chukwudi will want someone better. One morning, Chioma's leg went completely numb. She couldn't move it at all. Chukwudi rushed her to the hospital. The doctor discovered poison in her system. Who did this? Chukwudi demanded. His security team investigated and found the poisoned lotion. When confronted, Kate confessed everything. The police arrested both Kate and Adana. They were sentenced to prison. Kate got 3 years, Adana gotten. Healing surgery to repair Chioma's leg was successful. After months of physical therapy, she took her first steps without pain. I can walk, she cried, tears streaming down her face. I can finally walk normally. Chukwudi held her as she practiced. I told you we'd fix it. Mama Chukwudi and Grandma were both crying with joy. Now we can have that proper wedding. Working woman, I want to work at your company, Chioma told Chukwudi. I studied accounting. I passed my professional exams. You can be my finance director. No, I want to start as a regular accountant. And please don't tell anyone we're married. I want to succeed on my own. So Chioma joined Okafor Enterprises as a junior accountant. Her supervisor, Mrs. Okonkwo, was strict but fair. On her first day, Mrs. Okonkwo gave her mountains of files. Check all these and sign them by tomorrow morning. Chioma worked until 11 p.m. Chukwudi waited for her, then helped her finish. The next morning, Mrs. Okonkwo noticed something strange. Why is the CEO's signature on these files? Chioma's cover was almost blown, but Chukwudi smoothly explained he'd reviewed the work himself. Mama Chukwudi came to the office after hearing Chioma worked overtime. You're making my daughter-in-law work like a slave, she scolded Chukwudi in front of everyone. Mom, please, don't mom me. And you. She turned to Mrs. Okonkwo. This is my daughter-in-law, Mrs. Chioma Okafor. The entire finance department gasped. Mrs. Okonkwo's face went pale. I didn't know. It's okay, Chioma said quickly. I wanted to keep it secret, so I could prove myself through my own work. Chukwudi wrapped his arm around her. My wife is the hardest worker in this company. Treat her well, but don't give her special treatment. New beginnings. 3 months into her job, Chioma felt nauseous one morning. Maybe it's malaria, she told Chukwudi, but at the hospital the doctor smiled. Congratulations, you're pregnant. Chioma's hand flew to her stomach. But I just started working. We'll manage, Chukwudi said, kissing her forehead. We'll have another beautiful baby. That evening they told Mama Chukwudi and Grandma the news. Another grandchild. Grandma danced around the living room. God is good. Mama Chukwudi hugged Chioma. You've brought so much joy to this family. When I first met you, I never imagined you'd become so important to us. Thank you for giving me a chance, Chioma whispered. For the first time in my life, I have a real family. 6 months later, Chioma stood in a beautiful white wedding dress. Her baby bump was just starting to show. Her leg was completely healed. She walked down the aisle without any limp. The wedding was held at the Echo Hotel with hundreds of guests from all over Lagos. Uncle Emeka and his family were not invited. "You look like a queen," Chukwudi said as they exchanged rings. "I never dreamed I'd have this life," Chioma replied, tears in her eyes. Their son, Kelechi, now a healthy 1-year-old, was carried by Grandma in the front row. After the ceremony, Chukwudi addressed the crowd. "Many of you know I was a confirmed bachelor, but this woman changed everything. She saved my life when she had nothing. She bore my child when she was alone and scared. She never asked me for anything, yet she gave me everything. Chioma, you are my blessing." Chioma took the microphone. "When my parents died, I thought my life was over. I was passed from house to house, treated like a burden. I developed a limp, and people called me names. But God had a plan. That night in the bush, I met a man who would change my life. Chukwudi, you didn't just save me, you saw me, really saw me. Thank you for loving all of me, including the parts I tried to hide." 2 years later, Chioma sat in her office at Okafor Enterprises. She was now the finance director, a position she'd earned through hard work and dedication. Mrs. Okonkwo had retired, personally recommending Chioma as her replacement. "You've come so far," Mrs. Okonkwo had said at her retirement party. "I'm proud of you." Chioma's second child, a daughter named Adiez, was 1 year old. Kelechi is now 3 and starting preschool. One afternoon, the receptionist called. "Mom, there's someone here to see you. She says she's your cousin." Chioma's stomach tightened. "Send her up." Adana walked into the office looking thin and tired. She'd been released from prison after serving her time. "Chioma, Adana's voice broke. "I'm so sorry for everything. For how we treated you growing up, for trying to hurt you." Chioma studied her cousin for a long moment. The old Chioma would have been angry, but she'd learned that holding grudges only hurt yourself. "I forgive you," Chioma said finally, "but I can't forget. You tried to destroy my life. I know, I was jealous. You were always so good, so kind, even when we treated you badly. And then you got everything I wanted. A rich husband, a beautiful life. I couldn't stand it. The grass isn't always greener, Adana. I worked hard for this position. I studied while pregnant. I pushed through pain and doubt. Nothing was handed to me. I understand that now." Adana wiped her eyes. "I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. And I'm happy for you. Really." After Adana left, Chioma sat at her desk for a while, thinking about how far she'd come. That evening, she went home to Banana Island. Chukwudi was on the floor playing with Kelechi and Adiz. Mama Chukwudi and Grandma were arguing about which child looked more like which parent. "Mommy!" Kelechi ran to hug her legs. Chioma picked him up, her heart full. This was her family, her real family. Later that night, after the children were asleep, she and Chukwudi sat on their balcony, overlooking the Lagos Lagoon. "Adana came to see me today," Chioma said. "What did she want?" "To apologize. She's been released from prison." "How do you feel about that?" Chioma thought for a moment. "I feel, free. I've forgiven her, not because she deserves it, but because I deserve peace." Chukwudi pulled her close. "You're an amazing woman. You know that?" "I'm just a girl who got lucky." "No, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You were prepared. You'd studied hard, worked hard, stayed kind despite everything. When the opportunity came, you were ready for it." Chioma smiled. "You always know what to say." "It's the truth. Look at everything you've accomplished. You're the finance director of one of Lagos's biggest companies. You're a wonderful mother. You passed your professional exams while pregnant. You've forgiven people who tried to destroy you. That's not luck, that's strength." Epilogue. 5 years later, Chioma sat in a conference room at Okafor Enterprises. She was presenting the quarterly financial report to the board of directors. "Revenue is up 40% from last year," she explained, pointing to the charts. "Our expansion into Port Harcourt and Abuja has been very successful." The board members nodded approvingly. Chukwudi, sitting at the head of the table, winked at her. After the meeting, they drove to Kelechi's school for his career day presentation. "My mummy is a finance director," 8-year-old Kelechi told his class proudly. "She helps companies manage their money. And my daddy owns the company. Chioma smiled, remembering when she used to hide in shame at school because of her limp and her worn-out clothes. Now her children would never know that kind of shame. They would grow up confident and loved. That evening, the whole family gathered at the Banana Island house for Sunday dinner. Chukwudi, Chioma, their 3 children, they'd had another son, Chidi, Mama Chukwudi, and Grandma. As they sat around the table, Grandma raised her glass. A toast to our Chioma. When I first met you, you were selling a watch to pay for hospital bills. Now look at you. Successful, confident, with a beautiful family. You've shown us all what real strength looks like. Chioma's eyes filled with tears. Thank you all for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Chukwudi squeezed her hand under the table. We didn't just believe in you. We saw what you couldn't see yet. That you were always destined for greatness. After dinner, as Chioma tucked Kelechi into bed, he asked, Mommy, why do you sometimes cry when you're happy? Chioma kissed his forehead. Because I remember when I wasn't happy. And it makes me grateful for what I have now. Were you sad before you met Daddy? Sometimes, but those sad times made me strong. They taught me to appreciate the good things. Like us, especially like you. She hugged him tight. You, your brother, your sister, your daddy. You're all my dreams come true. Later, Chioma stood at her bedroom window, looking out at the lights of Lagos. She thought about that scared girl in the bushes 6 years ago, helping a stranger, never imagining it would change her life. She thought about the painful years living with Uncle Emeka's family, feeling worthless and unwanted. She thought about giving birth alone, wondering how she'd survive. All of those struggles had led her here, to this moment of complete happiness. Chukwudi came up behind her and wrapped his arms around her waist. What are you thinking about? About how God works in mysterious ways. If I hadn't been in those bushes that night, we never would have met. I would have found you eventually. We were meant to be together. Do you really believe that? I know it. From the moment I saw you, even in the darkness, I knew you were special. And I was right. Chioma turned to face him. Thank you for seeing me. Really seeing me, not my limp, not my poverty, not my past. Just me. Always, Chukwudi promised, kissing her softly. Always. As they stood together looking out at the city, Chioma felt a deep sense of contentment. Her journey from poverty to this life of comfort hadn't been easy. She'd faced rejection, discrimination, and betrayal. But she'd also found love, family, and purpose. She'd proven that your past doesn't define your future. That kindness is never wasted. That hard work and determination can overcome any obstacle. Most importantly, she'd learned that she was never truly alone. Even in her darkest moments, God was preparing her for something beautiful. And now, surrounded by love and success, Chioma Okafor knew without a doubt. Her story wasn't about a poor girl who got lucky. It was about a strong woman who never gave up, who kept her kindness despite cruelty, who believed in herself even when others didn't. That night, as she drifted off to sleep in her husband's arms, Chioma whispered a prayer of thanks, not just for the blessings she'd received, but for the struggles that had shaped her into the woman she'd become. The end of the story. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Make sure you drop your comment and share your thoughts with us. Thanks.